Hi everyone, myself Sanjith and my teammate Rahul and Sanjay. We created a mini project on voting system. In this project, we created a simple application that allows users to cast their votes for different candidates through a graphic user interface. The main goal of this project is to provide an easy to use and efficient voting system. It can be used in various scenarios such as elections, surveys, and polls. This system is designed to handle multiple users and candidates and provides real-time results to the user. To achieve this, we will be using a combination of programming language, frameworks, and libraries such as Python, tkinter, and SQLite. Python is used as a primary programming language for developing the backend logic of the system, while tkinter is used to create the graphic user interface. SQLite is used as a database management system to store the data related to the candidates and the user who cast their votes. We are using SQL queries to retrieve and update data from the database. Overall, this project provides a great opportunity to learn about GUI programming language, database management, and software development.
Now I am going to explain you about the source code of online voting system. Here first we are importing a Tinketer library, and from Tinketer message box and a simple dialog. Now we are importing SQLite 3 library to connect the database with Python programming. Then we are importing matplotlib library for plotting a graph. Now using sql.connect, we are connecting the database with the Python code, a Jupyter notebook. Then we are using execute command. We are creating a new table if the table is not exist. Here a function called poll page is declared. In this function, we are going to create a poll where you can vote for candidates. So here uh, a proceed function is another function inside a function is declared. Here when we click the proceed button, it will update the polling. If without an error it exists executes, if not it will returns an error. Here a page dot geometry, page means where a new GUI is created. Page dot geometry create a 300 into 300 pixel of GUI window, and using ppage dot title, we are giving the title for the table as poll. A background color is given as a code. Then in that using a for command, we are generating a radio button where you can vote for a candidate. uh, how much ever the candidate you are wanted to poll, you can poll it here. Then poll function is defined. In this poll function and inside another proceed function is defined. PL name is given global to the proceed column. uh, if properly the candidates is selected, it, uh, it will not return any error. If not, it will return an error stating that select poll. Here select name from polls is executed so that all the names from the whole table from the SQL is fetched here. Then mpoll dot top level will create a new GUI window. That window has 270 to 200 amount of pixel. Its title is given as voting program, and background color is given as the same thing. Here a label function is used so that it will print select polls with a color of same thing, and it will place it in grid, place as grid in the GUI window. Then a combo box is given in which you can select which polling topic you are going to poll. Then it is gridded with row 2 and column 3. Here a button called proceed text proceed is given. That in that command name is proceed, which will execute this function when a proceed is clicked. Okay. Then another function, a create function is declared. Inside it, the same way the proceed function is declared. In this create function, you are giving a root name CR, and the CR has a geometry of 500 into 400. and the title for it is create a new poll. The background color is hash ff6347, and a label is given. First it will display the entire details, and it is created with row 1 and column 2. Then the next label that will print a text that enter poll name, uh, and entry box is created with width 45, and the variable where it is stored is name, and it is created with row 2 and column 2. Then a label of captain election as an example it will print. Then a label of enter candidate. Then a entry of text variable cname which stores the candidate name. Then a label of note and a label of example, and a button that is at the end it is used to proceed, and the command is proceed function which will calls this function when we press the proceed function. Then next function where we can see the poll results that is defined. Then inside a function result function is defined. It will show error message as select poll if an error exists. Otherwise it will total the votes uh, per candidate and displays the result. And it also will create a pie plot where we can see who's the winner of the election. Then res GUI is created with geometry of 300 into 300, and the title is named as result, and a background color as same as it, and a label that returns that here is the result, and SQL is connected with it. It will execute select star from polling, which will fetch all the polling details, and it is printed here. And a button that will project the result. That means it will show the pie graph with the command which is project. And at the end, we are creating a home page with home as TK, and the home page has a geometry of 400 into 400, and it is with a title voting program with as we declared a background color as same as before you have seen it, and with a label of voting program made in Python, and button naming create new poll, which it will call the create function, which we can create a poll. And the next button my polls, where you can go and elect or vote for a particular candidate, and the last button will print the result of which election you want to see. It will call the SELPL function. It is created with 6 comma 10, and at the end a home main loop which will loop the whole GUI program. That is this program explanation.
Here is the demo for the project. So I'll run the project. So this is the first screen you'll always see. So here there are three options: create new poll, my polls, and poll results. So what you want to do is first create a new poll. So when you press create a new poll, you get an option where you can enter the poll's name. Let's say I write CR election, and we can give the candidate's name. So let's say I give C1, C2, and C3. So let's say we have three candidates. So once I enter all the details, I'll press proceed, and it will give a pop-up when it's a successful entry. So poll has been created. Now I can go to my polls, and then I can select whatever polls. So local election hello or like trial polls I already created. So we created this poll, so we'll click CR election. So once we go in, here it will represent all the candidates name, and you can choose who you want to vote for. Let's say I want to vote for C3, and I vote. So it's been voted. Let's say another person comes in and he votes for C1. Alright, so one more. Let's say another person for C2, and one more votes for C3. So once we have all voted, we can just close it and we can go to the poll results. So here poll results, we can choose the poll's name like CR election, and we can press get results. So here it will represent all the votes like each candidate got. And now if you want to see a pie chart representation for it, you can click on project results. So it will give a pie chart for how the votes have been distributed. So here, since C3 got 2 of the 4 votes, he got 50%. So from this we can say that C3 is the winner of the project.